Good evening, fans, and welcome to Pepin Stadium. GP President Ronald L. Vaughn, Athletic Director Larry Marfis, and head men's soccer coach Adrian Bush would like to welcome you to tonight's game featuring the Florida National Conquistadors and your University of Tampa Spartans. It's time to meet tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the Florida National Conquistadors.
Really?
We have a really late practice.
Number one,
Practice. I saw volleyball nets in there.
No, volleyball's on the road today.
Number two,
Where does basketball practice? I saw volleyball nets.
Number
Were you
four,
in there?
Francisco Mangiani. Number five, Benicio Smallman. Number 9, Pedro Navarro.
Oh, okay. But that's the only place
Number 10, Denise
for basketball, right?
Felipe Almeida.
Yeah, because we're actually playing intermediate.
Number 11, Manuel
I think
Vajegas.
he's a side court.
Number 12, Santiago Gallero.
Gets priority because they're in season.
Number 15, Francisco Perkins.
We occasionally go to the cast room too.
Number 16, Benjamin Zamora.
Have you seen the cast room?
Number 17, Tomas Catavilla. Florida National is coached by Fernando Valenzuela.
And welcome everybody to University of Tampa men's soccer from the University of Tampa. Jack, Connor Moore, as the Tampa Spartans get ready to take on the Florida National University Conquistadors in a non-conference, non-region game here in Tampa. Tampa comes in with an overall record of 6-1, and the Conquistadors, an NAIA school, are 10-3-1 and ranked number 3 in the NAIA standings. Connor, as much as this might be a really good team Tampa is playing, Tampa is going to give some additional players a chance to see what they've got tonight.
Jack, this one will not disappoint in the slightest. These two teams have never faced off against each other, so action early will be worth noting, especially these two teams going up against their formations. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for the Conquistadors. Rodrigo Festucha, Adar Moreno Jr., Francisco Bongiovanni, Vinicius Malman, Pedro Navarro, Denelson de Almeida, Manuel Villegas, Santiago Gregoria, Francesco Perkins, Benjamin Zamora, and Tomas Casavilla. And they'll go up against one of the players you mentioned, Jack, Tiago Capella.
No starters for your normal starters for Tampa.
Indeed.
Will be playing tonight.
He'll be joined by Nico Gamaya, Adrian Constantine, Josh McGrath, Amgad Salah, Trevor Stanley, Gail Basheo, Cody Wells, Felipe Geisen Lenson, Ronnie Minguez, and Max Brennan. So like you stated, this will be an interesting game for both sides, but for the Spartans more so, some players that we haven't seen too much on the pitch.
No doubt about that. They are from Hialeah, Florida, in the Miami area. And as I said, they're an NAIA school. They're not affiliated with any conference, but they have won some NAIA championships in the past. Coach Adrian Bush said, watch for number 10, Denelson de Almeida, and number 11, Manuel Villegas, and number 5, Vinicius Mulman. And he said they are the core of this team in the middle, and they're as good as any 3 players you'll see in college soccer. One of the things Coach Bush said is he said we're going to give a whole bunch of players some new time because he said we have some big games coming up. Florida Tech is coming up on Saturday, and that's a critical conference game. And he said I need to know who I can put on the field during that game and any game after that to go along with our starters. So this is a chance for some players to step up and show what they've got. Tampa wearing the white jerseys, black shorts. Florida National with the yellow jerseys and white shorts. And interestingly, Connor, they're called Florida National. They should be Florida International. Not one player on the roster from the United States.
Credit head coach Fernando Venezuela for the job. You mentioned that this is an international team that has played a lot of soccer throughout their lives, and they're not afraid to come over and face a Division II Sunshine State Tampa Spartan team here at Pepin Stadium.
Coach Bush tried to get me to bite, and he said, their coach is Fernando Valenzuela, you know, the old Dodgers pitcher. That's him, really it is. I said, no, it isn't. And he said, no, it is. Ask him about his playing days. I said, no, it isn't. He said, well, I tried. You look at this roster. Morera Jr., tall player, number 2, listed at 6'4". Not just tall, but he's got some bulk to him, too. A midweek game, Tuesday night. There's a chance, fires a shot, and crossed it over, not able to get it to the teammate. Goes out of bounds, Spartans with the goal kick.
Superb exterior passing by the Conquistadors, having no trouble whatsoever penetrating the lane. Good luck there. Spartans fortunate to come away unscathed.
Conquistadors, a relatively young team, a lot of freshmen and sophomores on the roster, but I think, as you said, they have a ton of soccer experience.
And this is a Tampa Spartan team that has hovered around the 500 line all season long. 6-6-1 overall, 4-4-1 in SSC plays. So this has a lot at stake in terms of how they feel as they approach the final stretch of the season. Of course, they'll go and host the Panthers of Florida Tech before taking on Union over in Jackson, Tennessee, hoping to make the quarterfinals.
Right now, the Spartans stand in 5th place in the conference, which would get them a quarterfinal berth against the 4 seed. They'd probably like to swap that position out. Their 4-4-1 record is 5th. 4-3-1 at the moment is 4th place.
And that Florida Tech game will have a lot at stake.
Yeah.
The Panthers sit alone in 2nd place right now at 5-1-1 in the conference. How about the Lynn Fighting Knights? 7-0-1 and 11-0-1 on the season, undefeated.
Yeah, they've been a hot team, no doubt about it, all season long. Florida Tech hanging right with them. Then you see Palm Beach Atlantic at 4-2-2. Nova Southeastern 4-3-1. Then Tampa in fifth at 4-4-1, followed by Rollins 3-3-2. Florida Southern. Nobody wants to beat Florida Southern. They're 2-2-4. 4 ties this year. St. Leo is 3-5. Eckerd is 2-5-2. Embry-Riddle is 2-6, and Barry is 1-6. Those are the conference standings.
Right idea that time by the Spartans. Too much on the touch. These conquistadors have some athletes
They
on
do.
the perimeter. In open space.
Just high.
Hey, Spartan fans, to start off tonight's game, we have Diego predicting the final score of the game.
Fortunate to be joined by Gil Smalls over here, providing us some excellent.
We convinced him to run camera.
Hopefully we'll get him a guest star maybe in the second half.
Well, he was very trainable.
Tampa Spartan legend.
Marketing director here for 22 years, did you say, Gil? 28? 28.
Has had a tremendous impact on the Spartan community, building it to what it is.
Our baseball PA announcer does some of the greatest renditions of Take Me Out to the Ball Game I think we've ever heard. But he brings the crowd to its feet, though, when he does that. Some are leaving.
One of the best out there. Spartans taking a shot. Nothing doing.
Nope. And they're calling it a goal kick.
And it is worth mentioning what a heads-up decision by Adrian Bush to rest the starters tonight, knowing how important that game is against the Panthers. But I have to say, this Spartan bench who's on the field in extended minutes, they're doing a fine job here.
He said early, before the first game of the season, he said, we're a deep team. And so I don't think he has any reservations about the players he's got out there. But he just wants to see them step up and show what they can do.
And who knows, maybe one of these players adds a spark, makes a solid impression. We still have a lot of soccer left to play.
Well, if you remember back, I believe you and I did the game. I know I did it. I think you and I did it together. They played Thomas, Georgia earlier in the season. That was another team from the NAIA level. And Jake Richards wanted to play. Here's a Florida National chance. Fires the shot. Oh, nice save. Capella goes down and gets that one. But anyway, he said during that game he didn't want to play Jake Richards because it was a non-conference, non-regional game. But Jake said he wanted to get some minutes in. If you remember that game, Jake hurt his shoulder and came out. And he said, Jake, don't even talk to me about playing this game.
And you love that competitive nature in Richards. But at the same time, you're right. And you need to rest your players for when you need them the most.
Yep.
And I got to say, these officials, we have a veteran crew here, Eddie Fumar, Janessa Gunn, and Christian Requena, keeping this game in line. The Conquistadors have appealed a few times. We like to call it flopping in basketball, and they've kept a good no call for the early duration of this game. But a corner kick looming here.
First one of the game.
And they have two. I don't expect them to go short. Not a fan of that lineup. One of the key players you mentioned lining it up, Almeida, sends one.
Sent it deep. Headed. Caught by Capella.
Double tap that time.
Yep.
Spartans defended it.
Cody Wells passing over. This time to Nico Gamio. Spartans looking to see if they can find that vulnerable spot in the Conquistadors D. They almost got away. Now they have a chance. Moving it upfield. Amgad Salah Still moving. Knocked down, took an elbow to the face, and I think they got a foul. That was a basketball clear out there.
Amgad Salah was definitely tripped up the tail end of that play. And that may or may
maybe
not
if
have
it was
been
in the box,
I
that
believe
may be
he was. I believe he was just on the edge, but I think he was inside the box, and I believe we'll have a penalty kick. So quickly to the test, Rodrigo Festuccia, goalkeeper, will be tested. Amgad Salah on the season, 2 goals, assists, 5 points.
The penalty kick will be taken by number 14, Amgad Salah.
Lines up from the left side.
Here he comes. Scores! Spartans on the board, 1-0. Beat him in the low right corner. And Tampa leads 1-0, getting the goal at the 9:37 mark.
Amgad Salah entering this game with a mission in the first 10 minutes, drew the whistle, and earned that penalty kick. There were 3 Conquistador defenders near him, and he was relentless in not going down. Ultimately, he was tripped up, and you cannot execute that any better. Left side, line drive, and nothing Festuccia could have done with that shot.
Oh, there's a foul.
And official going to his pocket. There is the yellow card. Right call there. Cannot make a play above the shoulders for player protection.
You know, if you're talking American football, that's kind of like the spearing rule there.
Dual threat here for the Conquistadors. It's taken by Gregoria.
Good header, but picked up by Capella, and the save for the Spartans. Booms that kick. Spartans almost take it away. Now a chase for the ball. Salah giving chase. Force Festuccia to just kind of kick it away quickly. Out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Florida National.
Middle backs for the Spartans doing a terrific job keeping the time of possession and winning the transition battle. Conquistadors need to pick up the pace a little bit. They're getting stagnant offensively, and that's resulted in a few turnovers here. Keeping it in their own side will look to set up some offense. One with the out route, and the win that time may be on display.
Quick throw in by Tampa.
Take a moment to give you our game time weather. 80 degrees, partly cloudy with 2-mile-an-hour winds from the northwest.
We have been waiting a long time for a cold spell.
We have.
Just to get it in the low 80s. I have to show you a picture here that I got that no one will be able to see but you. Not because I'm hiding it, but because we have a friend of mine from Madison, Wisconsin sent me this morning.
Wow.
A couple inches of snow on the ground. My former hometown.
And Wisconsin sports having a pretty good year all in all.
They are. The football team stumbled at Illinois.
They did.
I guess stumbling is a relevant term when you're a 29-point favorite.
Right, ran into a hot Buckeye team.
I knew that would happen. I actually, not that I'm any sort of a prophet or anything, I said it was going to be a 42-7 Ohio State win. It was 38-7.
While we're on the topic,
Ohio
how about
State
that
is so good
matchup, LSU-Alabama, between the two arguably best teams in the country?
Yep.
Should be a showdown there in Tuscaloosa.
Well, you're getting to that time of year where you're going to see those games. Nice save, Capella. I don't think there was an angle on that shot, but he still retrieved it. Florida National chasing the ball back. I would think, Connor, in the grand scheme of things, you wonder about playing a midweek game like this. It's better than practicing against each other for the whole week.
It is, and you're seeing different formations because the Sunshine State, everybody knows everybody so well, especially with how synergy
Chase for the ball, offside.
Indeed, Janessa Gunn on top of it. A good foot and a half offsides that time, and as our co-broadcaster Chris Hockman would say, just unexcusable right there. Inexcusable. You cannot make that because the play is in front of you. Right?
Yeah.
So you got to stay on side.
Yep.
Just get a little too excited there because you see all that open grass.
Yeah, and you're trying to sprint ahead, put some distance between you and your defender, forgetting that you can't put distance between you and the defender.
Opportunity there for the Spartans. Nobody was there on the push, but what a ball.
All right, I did the Wisconsin weather forecast. I'm going to check here because it's dark to our east, and I just saw a flash of lightning.
Well, that's nothing new in Florida.
No,
now,
I know it's
it?
nothing new. No, it won't let me connect. All right, forget that. Every time I get on campus, because I'm not a student, I'm denied. We are 15 minutes into this game. Tampa with a 1-0 lead off a penalty kick. Amgad Salad scoring. There's that Salah, speaking of that, on cue, has some room, makes another move, goes down, and do they make the call? They do.
And that was a high tackle that time. Salah, hunchback, now getting up to his feet. See an appeal here from Gamio. He maybe wants a yellow card, maybe not. Probably won't get it. It wasn't that severe. Just will lead to a conversation handled well by Fumara. See Trevor Stanley out there for the Spartans. He doesn't take the kick.
Oh, they let that one go through. That was a risky play.
It was Max Brennan from the left side, took the
Kind
shot.
of waiting at the doorstep there.
And surprised that Festucia didn't charge that ball. That was one that he was hesitant on at first and ended up staying at home, caught a break.
Adair Junio kind of deferred and let the ball go through him.
Over in St. Petersburg is a decent attempt there by Brennan to make a play. The Spartans leading the Tritons in volleyball, 18-15 in the first set. Katie McKeel earned her 4th Sunshine State Player of the Week accomplishment last week. All-American.
Another chase.
And just not on the same page that time. There was a slight angle for Navarro to find Villegas, but that through ball, too much steam.
Takes him off the ball. Now we come back the other way.
Picks his pocket.
This is Villegas.
Ankle breaker.
Yeah. Out of bounds. Throw in for Florida National.
But the weak side defense of the Spartans saw enough. He was dribbling with his head down, made 2 defenders miss, but then ran into a brick wall of three Tampa Spartans.
Goal kick coming up for Tampa. Hey, Spartan fans, join us on Saturday, November 2nd for Senior Night. First kick is set for 7 p.m. as the men's soccer team takes on Florida Tech.
Much needed possession for the Conquistadors to change the game flow. At least they kept that few minutes in Spartan territory and forced Tampa to burn some energy. Now they have to face this alignment here. They're in a 4-4-2 set. Constantine was looking for Foster, not there. With it, Morera.
Playing a little catch right now, waiting to see what the Spartans will give. Spartans are being persistent.
Head on a swivel defense, very fundamental.
Far side of the field. Taken away by Tampa. Tampa with a little bit of numbers. Pass knocked down, taken away by Florida National.
Josh McGrath made a great break on the ball, read the defender's eyes with the interception.
Foul called. Should take this time to thank the Tampa Spartans men's soccer team and Jake Richards for last Saturday night. They did a fundraiser for pediatric cancer and spotlighted my daughter, a brain tumor cancer survivor, raising money to help on research. Jake walked my daughter out to the starting lineup.
Tampa Spartans doing things the right way. And
I said, what, Jake say anything to you? He said, well, he told me when they introduce players how to clap. And whether you do 2 claps, 1 clap, with your feet. He gave me the word.
Here we go.
Spartans with a little running room.
On the fast break.
Tried to put it in the middle, but nobody there.
Well, you hinted at the lightning. We see it in the distance.
It's getting a little closer, too. That's worrisome. There was a little sprinkle around here at about 4 o'clock, but it was over in a few minutes.
Numbers for the Conquistadors, staying onside. Well done by Zamora.
By the way, there are only 2 more days left in hurricane season if you're scoring at home. Capella gobbles that one up.
And then hopefully, like you stated earlier, we get that cold spell.
Yeah. I mean, we set a record high last Saturday, 92 degrees in late October.
Not going to find that too many places.
No.
Spartans working some clock here. I like it. They've been tested defensively over the past 10 minutes. Catch their breath. And now some pressure applied by Florida National.
Throw in coming to Tampa. And they just toss it into Capella. Quickly upfield. Geisen Lindsay with it. Passes it off. Taken away. Now some numbers. And the pass too far ahead. Tampa will retreat.
And that's just not the right read there. You have 1 player against 2 on the left side, and you have 3 against 2 on the right side. Didn't see it. He was too focused and kind of directed that pass before he knew what to do with it. Let's see what the Spartans can do. It's McGrath. Constantine bobbles it. Avoids a tackle. Clear.
Nice job. Heading it a couple times. Now to the far left side. See if the Spartans can turn the corner here in the deep corner. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Florida National.
The give and go was great, but at that point, Stanley needs to make a read on the goal. He's going into the corner, hoping to maybe deflect one off to get a corner kick, and was not helped much by his defenders who were kind of hung up in no man's land. Both of these defenses buckled up. Nice tackle. Late whistle. Just got a piece of him. Five shots for the Conquistadors, just 1 for the Spartans. It was the Salah PK that came way back.
Yeah, the Conquistadors have definitely had more open threats to this point. 5 shots, 3 of them on goal. but Capella has been up to the challenge. So women's basketball, I believe, starts a week from Friday.
It is, yes. Well,
coming up.
Have 2 good games.
Back-to-backs, Friday, Saturday.
Indeed.
And you guys were at Florida Gulf Coast on Saturday?
Fort Myers. Had a good test against Carl Smesko's team. They have a very nice ball club there in the Atlantic Sun. NCAA tournament team from last year. And shot sails high. And to follow up on that, the Spartans, they won the second half. They had a drought of about 15 minutes that was not going to be the highlight of their season.
I heard you talking about it. I was with my daughter on Saturday, and I heard you talking to somebody else that it was like 9-4, and then it was 30-9 or something. Something around those numbers.
So that was that stretch there that could be a little bit forgettable, but the second half had a lot of promise, and the Spartans, particularly with their post play, could present some havoc in the Sunshine State, but do not be surprised if these guards emerge as well. They're taking this leap forward. Of course, lone senior Chris Nelson back, and turnover here by the Spartans in transition.
Coming back the other way.
Villegas.
And Villegas taken out.
Cody Wells, on-ball defense. Get up and get in the stance, and he did. And Villegas still slowly getting back.
Took so long to get back, he's now back with everybody. Spartans, though, trying to turn it around the other way. That's Villegas with the ball. Try to cross. Spartans intercept. Nice job turning that around. Spartan knocked down. Now a chase for the ball. They're going to be able to get it.
And Fumar saying that the contact happened after the play was over. The ball was already on the move. And
out of bounds.
Spartans did not lose their benefit because they had numbers. So that was the call.
Throw in for Tampa. Under 20 minutes, 19:05 to go in the half. 1-0 Tampa. That a Spartan, is that
Salah
down just near midfield. Referee for discussion said bring out the training staff. Training staff getting there. Teams otherwise going to huddle up. Helping him to his feet.
Tampa substitution entering number 15, Travis Foster, replacing number 14, Amgad Salah.
So Travis Foster, number 15, coming into the game. He is a sophomore from Leto High School here in Tampa.
Foster, no stranger to the big moment. He's had quite the year. Recently, of course, he had a goal off the bench to propel the Spartans in a 1-0 victory over the Tars. We'll keep you posted on Amgad Salah's status, but he's a key player. Would not be surprised if the Spartans take the cautious side. Yes.
I think Foster coming in just shows you that even though he doesn't start, it's part of the depth that Adrian Bush talks about. That any player can step up at any time.
Comes in handy having those assets off the bench to turn to if you need. So bring in Foster, a fresh Foster with 19 minutes to go. See what the Spartans can do. Deep in conquistador territory.
It will be a throw-in deep in the corner, not a corner kick, but a throw-in.
They have some options. Looks like they're going to go with Ronnie Minges with the throw-in. Probably has the best arm. And he's analyzing downfield and just goes short. Give and go.
Little give and go, correct.
Bicycle from Stanley. Welcome to the game.
Yeah. It's Festucia. Spartans giving chase. That's Josh McGrath making life miserable for the National, Florida National.
Key stretch here for both sides as we get ready to go into the intermission. Spartans would love to get some insurance. Would give them the ability to mix and match in the second half, whereas Florida National can get themselves back into this match with a goal. In motion here, it's a 3-on-4. They're going to take a shot anyways, and probably not the best choice.
Pop it over just outside the box, and the shot is going to go all the way across and out of bounds. Spartans with the throw-in.
That was the 7th shot for the Conquistadors. It was a shot. It just sailed so far to the left that it led to a throw-in.
Another throw-in for Tampa. Long throw-in. Quickly over midfield. Scoots between a couple Spartans. Now analyzes the situation again. Has a player on the left. They go to him. That's Vajegas. Fires a shot. It's going to be blocked by Tampa and kicked out of bounds. It will be a corner kick for Florida National.
Second of the game.
They just hustle it in, and they're playing already. See if they can catch the Spartans off guard. Nice job knocking that shot down. Unloads again. Deflected off a Spartan, and Capella picks it up and will trot it out.
Showing off his sweeping skills. Hovering around the box, Capella makes the play and goes cross field. Risky pass. And it'll be a throw-in.
Yep.
Conquistadors not happy because they had some momentum, but right call by Gunn on the far side. 50-50 ball cleared by the Spartans.
Far side of the field. Florida National in control. Challenged by a couple Spartans. Now they get to the middle. They back it out, set it up again. Fires a shot high. They're not afraid to shoot.
No, not at all. They're taking their chances. 8 shots on the game. But the Spartans are playing the type of defense they want because all of these shots are coming from an exceptional distance, and there's nobody going for the rebound. So all of these shots are contested, and the Conquistadors electing to play conservative, drifting back when one of their attackers unleashes, and the Spartans have been able to gobble up any shots that have been on point. They've attempted 3 of the 9 on goal.
Spartans still with just 1 shot.
Fans, it's time for the Wheel of Sparta. Here's your one-shot athletic marketing staff making their way through the stands for your chance to spin the wheel and win a prize courtesy of Krispy Kreme.
Take a moment to recognize the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They made it to the USL quarterfinals. Very good season. Ran into a very good Louisville team, unfortunately. Lost 2-1. On the move, Villegas. This could be trouble. Capella stayed back.
Good defense, maybe a foul, though.
Nope, it's going the other way, and in disbelief. That was one of those calls could have went on either player, and from my stance, I don't know if it deserves this yellow, but I guess
he got a yellow,
there was enough at the end of the follow-through. The follow-through is going to be what gets him. Almeida is going to draw the yellow for the excessive contact after the play. It was right in front of the officials. So
right.
Can't get away with that.
Good leg by Capella so far, though, that he kicked it beyond everybody and then out of bounds.
Conquistador substitution entering number 7, Gabriel Barbosa. Replacing number 2, Adair Morera Junio.
Adar Morera Junio replaced by Guerrara for the Conquistadors.
Wait for the substitution, then we'll pick it up again. Here we go.
And now that clear by Capella allowed the Spartans to set up their half-field defense. Let's see what they can do. They're in a 2-4-4, so playing behind and now moving into Tampa territory. Florida National. Good play by Constantine to get it to Capella.
Drifting back. Festucia. Chase for the ball. And Capella clears it out.
Made the play he had to.
Yeah.
Not too sure where the communication was on that backside for the Spartans, but Capella muscling that ball out of the box, and Conquistadors now have to settle. Moving along Zamora.
Just wide. That's double digits on shots.
Only 3 on goal. I think Adrian Bush and the Spartans will live with these shots taken. Yeah. But you're right. These Conquistadors are not afraid to take a shot, no matter where they are on the field.
Yep. You never know. Spartans with a substitution.
Substitution entering number 32.
Update in St. Petersburg. The Tritons come back and win the first set 25-23. Chris Katanak's squad has been there before. Just the other day they were in St. Leo and they were down 2-9 and won 3 in a row. So they've been on the road and they've been able to deal with adversity. So they're ahead 8-5 in the second set. We'll keep you posted.
Now a chase for the ball down the left side. Out of bounds.
Good crowd here at Pepin Stadium. Also see handful of women's soccer players for the Tampa Spartans. They'll be over in Melbourne Saturday, showing their support.
Tampa substitution entering number 24, Ezric Nichols, replacing number 4, Nico Gamio.
Throw in for the Spartans. And another throw in coming up.
Tampa has neutralized this counterattack from the Conquistadors. They've won midfield. That's where you want to win in soccer just because of the duration of the game. There's so much action there. And all intents and purposes aside, from that one play that Salah was fortunate enough to gain the penalty kick, this has been an even game.
Mm-hmm. Spartans have not had any real opportunities to score. The penalty kick that Salah scored on, the play actually was a pretty good play that Spartans weren't able to get the shot, got it in the box, then he got taken down. That was their best opportunity even prior to the penalty being called.
McGrath had an opportunity running down the field. And you're right in that the Spartans drew attention down that left side, and that's all you want to see, making a defense have to react and get out of their comfort zone. And for that split second, Florida National panicked, and two of their defenders collided and made a silly play in the box, and that's the difference right now. So the Spartans, now tasked with some transition defense of their own. Look at how they're sagging off, though. They're going to allow the Conquistadors to take chances from here, and sometimes they get a little happy-go-lucky as they turn it over.
Yeah, they'll let them take a shot from 30 yards out.
Working the sideline to perfection was Minges.
Chase for the ball. Foul is called.
An instance there where Cavella, 5'9", going up against Brennan, 5'11", and Brennan, he weighs 150 there. He's going to get that matchup and drew the whistle. Probably the right call. Got a little too low, but he comes away with the whistle. Florida National needs to get some rhythm offensively. They've been there, and this is not going to do it. Just taking a shot there. Everybody was stationary. There wasn't a ton of flow, and that's just not good offense.
That was one of those. We've seen like two of those where we weren't sure if it was a shot or a pass. That one you called shot. I thought pass, but the person he was going to pass it to gave up on the play.
and that's all about communication, right? Because who knows whose fault it was?
Yeah.
If you're not on the same page, obviously the passer should be expecting the player to make the route. But if the player's not making eye contact, that's what it comes down to. We'll say that the Conquistador defense has woken up here, and they've shown a lot of energy and knit and grit. Tampa has had to work for everything they've gotten.
Yeah, Tampa's only had, I think, one instance in the box, which was the penalty kick. I can't think of any other. They maybe had another one way outside, I think over here on the right side, that was nipped pretty quickly.
Right idea here for the Conquistadors. Side-to-side movement.
See, Tampa's not. They're going to let them get to that point. Then they shut them down within about 3 to 5 yards of getting into the box.
That's a really intelligent.
They'll let them pass all they want on the periphery.
Geisen Linson with the clear. Extremely intelligent play there, because it was evident that Florida National was gaining some momentum, gaining confidence there, and they just interrupted that and said, no thanks. Try again. Let's see what they can do on the ensuing possession. And you can see with his arms up over here, Zamora is saying, guys, what are we doing?
Well, I mean, he's open, but not necessarily open.
No, he's not open, and he's just got the vision right now. He can
Yes.
see the whole play
Yeah.
in front of him, and he's saying, why are we making these passes where people aren't cutting or not cutting hard enough?
Right. Nice give and go. Back out front, winds up, fires, and a goal. We're tied. You knew that you give them too many chances, they're going to convert.
And that was a stellar pass right there down the middle. I think the Spartans figured he was going to take that shot. Instead, stood up at the end and made the pass with that excellent delivery. And the shot on point. Capella with the lunge could not gather.
Florida national goal was scored by number 5, Benicia Smallman. Assisted by number 15, Francisco Perkins.
Vinicius Malman with the goal, the player that Adrian Bush said was the catalyst for this ball club.
And the heads-up play by the freshman, Francisco Perkins, with the pass from Buenos Aires. Going ahead, finding the Rio Grande do Sul Brazilian national, and he was one of your players to watch out for in the pregame. The equalizer, it comes at the 39-20 mark. Brand new ball game.
So with 5 minutes to go in the first half, we're tied at 1. Florida National getting on the board with their 12th shot of the game. 4 have been on goal, 1 in the goal.
And that play all started. The Spartans were sagging off at midfield. And patience. The Conquistadors were patient. They made the extra pass. Those passing lanes are there if they're going to stay behind and look ahead. But prior to that, they were triggered to take those shots. And let's see the Spartans mix and match now and change things up defensively. Still in the 2-4-4. Crossfield pass.
Out of bounds, Spartans will get the throw in.
Can they capitalize on the self-inflicted error that time? Under 4 minutes to go. Through ball down the left wing. It's a foot race.
Down to the corner now. Can they center? Out of bounds, and will they get the corner kick? I think they will. Their first corner kick coming up for Tampa.
Very similar play to what we just saw for Florida National. This time on the left side. They were looking for that cutter down the middle. And the
Trevor Stanley with the corner.
southpaw with the Spartans' first corner. Good ball.
Yeah. Put it right where you wanted it. Now can the Spartans keep it in? Going 3-on-1 to try to get it, but I think there's a foul called.
It's going against Wells.
Excellent corner kick.
Had a lot of zip on that corner. And it sat up there. There were 2 Spartans that attempted headers and just unable to get to it.
Well, we'll add a little thunder to that lightning. It's been getting closer. We are open in an open air booth here, so if the rain does come, we may be out of here.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because for the Rollins game, it was raining, but it was
came straight down, didn't it?
It was coming straight down.
Yeah.
It was coming from behind us, so we weren't getting any of the rain. But don't get us wrong, folks. There have been plenty of times where we've been up here and we've gotten a good rinse.
And it was just a nice shower on Saturday. My daughter and I were sitting over here. We were watching you guys. There were a whole bunch of students here.
Yes.
The rain came. Everybody just moved up to the top 3 rows, and we were out of the water.
Never felt more a part of the student section of my life. Literally, the students.
Both sides, yeah.
A few feet away from me, and what an atmosphere it was.
It was a big turnout. Good turnout.
Good turnout. Quality soccer game, as is this match thus far. Thanks again for tuning in. Tampa Spartans.tv. We got 90 seconds left in the first half, 1-1.
Down to a minute 15 to go in a 1-1 game, first half. I don't know if you can feel the atmospheric change coming in, but a little chillier. Something's blowing in.
1 minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
And since kickoff, oh my goodness, the clouds have changed dramatically.
Yeah.
What a skyline view it is at this point. One last push for the Conquistadors before the end of the half.
Nice shot and a 2-1 score on a great pass and a great kick from a tough angle.
Spartans a little indecisive there about to challenge or to stay back. And hey, give credit when credit's due. That's a heck of a play by the Conquistadors.
It was.
Superb pass, and then able to
number 7 maybe?
Splash that shot, upper left corner. Thing of beauty.
Maybe Gabriel Barbosa.
Goal scored by number 7, Gabriel Barbosa.
Gabriel
Assisted by
Barbosa.
number 9, Pedro Navarro.
2-1, that goal coming at 44-29.
Barbosa off the bench from Rio de Janeiro. How about that? So let's see if the Spartans, now 20 seconds left, figuring this will be the score going into the half. You'll have 15 minutes to adjust. What will we see out of them from the kickoff? Should be extra motivated because they know they didn't play their best sequence of soccer to conclude the half. But hey, we still got 45 more minutes to play with, gentlemen.
All right, we've reached the end of the half, and Florida National with 2 goals in the final 15 minutes of the half, taking 2-1 lead over the Tampa Spartans. And if you look at the stats, pretty well dominated by Florida National. They have 13 shots on goal, 13 shots, 5 on goal. They have 3 fouls, 2 corners, and 1 offside. For Tampa, just 1 shot, and that was also the only shot on goal was the penalty kick where they scored by Salah. They have had 3 saves by Capella, 3 fouls, 1 corner kick, and 1 offside. Now, let me just set this up, Connor. If the rain does come and it starts to soak us and our equipment, they don't care if we get wet, but they don't want the equipment to get wet.
Yes.
So if it happens that the rain starts coming down, we may have to shut down the broadcast. Just putting that out there. We're going to take a break. It's 2-1. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the start of the second half. But as of now, no rain and a 2-1 Florida National lead.
Let's see if Mother Nature's working with us tonight.
we are back, ready for the second half. Rain has held off, though. Connor, I can feel a few little pieces of water hitting me.
We're having a great time.
Wind has picked up. It's 2-1, Florida National leading Tampa as we start the second half. Florida National with the yellow shirts, white shorts. Tampa, white shirts, black shorts. Tampa took a 1-0 lead in the 19th minute and then gave up 2 goals in the last 15 minutes to go down 2-1. But they have been tremendously outshot by Florida National, 13-1. The only goal for the Spartans, Amgad Salah, on a penalty kick in that 19th minute. And that is the only shot, not just shot on goal, the only shot Tampa has had. Now, we will qualify everything with this is a non-region, non-conference game, and Adrian Bush is not using any of his starters.
Definitely, and this is a situation where in the intermission, Adrian Bush definitely got his message across because the Spartans are bringing energy out of the gate with this on-ball pressure. But hey, like you said, they only got 1 shot off in the first half, and that was a penalty kick. So they're going to have to work a little harder offensively to get into these passing lanes and create some havoc on this conquistador defense that has stood tall.
Yep. You know, I know you mentioned that they do have 13 shots, and they're not afraid to shoot, some of them from a long way away, but I don't have a problem with that. Take your chance.
I don't either, because the first 9 they missed, but they scored 2 of the last 4 shots, and 2 of those goals came on incredible passes.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're going to be aggressive, then why not? Because the Spartans, they're gonna have to pick their spots, right? So they're going to try to force you to be a little too urgent in terms of taking shots once you cross midfield, but the Conquistadors have shown some resiliency and some patience on offense.
They are the number 3 team in the NAIA from Hialeah, Florida, 10-3-1 this year. They are not in a conference. They're in what's called the AII, the American Independent Intercollegiate, and there's about 20 NAIA schools that are not affiliated with any conference.
Has not stopped these players from playing spectacular soccer all year, and we alluded to it earlier. Fernando Valenzuela, yes, not the former,
not the baseball player.
Not the baseball
wait a minute,
player.
wait on, shot wide.
Just sails high.
That was just not a good shot. He had a little bit of time and missed.
He rushed it.
Yeah.
And this international team, we talked about it. They're not phased to play at any venue. And the Tampa Spartans, heck of a ball club. They knew what they were coming into, and we talked about how imperative it was for the Spartans to just get some rest days for your key guys getting ready for this Florida Tech
We did
game.
mention that the roster for Florida National, about 25 players, not one from the United States. Everybody is from south of here. We have Ecuador, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Trinidad and Tobago, Mexico. Dominated a lot by Brazil and Argentina. Chile.
And you notice a lot of those countries are very successful when it comes to soccer. Yes, the worldwide level.
Oh, we're getting more fans who apparently want to hear us. They're moving closer to us. Or do you think it's the rain?
The rain might be moving them up here, but hey.
What? I was taking credit for that. They wanted to hear us.
We thank you again for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday evening here in Tampa, Florida. Slight drizzle on the field. Yep. Spartans looking to thread the needle.
There was a drizzle here Saturday, but when you were broadcasting, it just rained straight down. This time we've got a little breeze, which may blow it toward
And looking
us.
into the lights, we're not really affected right now.
So far, so good.
But I'm not going to say anything on the subject because I know that'll only end poorly for us.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that. Five minutes into the second half.
Spartans need to create something.
Looking for the quick hitter. Operating. Gamio. Ahead to Foster.
There you go.
McGrath. Good ball. Stanley lining it up.
That one hooked a lot, but ends up in a good place. Spartans still have it. Nothing cross. They do. And it hits the top of the net.
As Festuccio does some pull-ups on the crossbar. Do not have a problem with the Spartans' attack here in the second half.
That was a good set there by Tampa.
Just got to trust the process that if you continue to navigate downfield, one of these possessions will pay off.
Steal by Tampa, and taking it back, and the Spartans will get a throw in. Foul called. Florida National will get it. Not only is Adrian Bush using this game to test some players who don't normally play, give them a start, see how they work, but he also wants to use this to rest players as well. With a big weekend with Florida Tech coming in.
Looking at the weather, we have heavy rain with 9-mile-an-hour winds from the northeast. A shot
wide. Starting to rain a little harder on us now.
That's due to the 9-mile-an-hour winds that we're starting to feel up here.
Well, as I said, we will do our best. We are in an open air broadcast booth.
I think this is a good time for the t-shirt toss. Why not? You're on your feet already.
Prepare for the shirt to curve when it's thrown. Oh, I could have had that one. That one almost made it to me.
Showing off the arm strength.
Yeah.
That's one of the women's men's practice team players.
Was it?
Ryan Abervell. Great guy. Helps the team. And those guys, I mean, they're so important to the team in terms of preparing the squad for scouting reports, walkthroughs, everything else in between. Conquistadors on the push. Constantine making the play.
I know we're less than 10 minutes into the second half, but the Conquistadors have not been as aggressive as they were in the first half, as he takes a shot as soon as I say that.
And that's another example. The Spartans are just going to dare Florida National to take shots.
Well, you know, you put that on goal. That one didn't miss by too much. They did put some of those on goal.
And then the Spartans want them to take those shots. Where it backfired was when they were expecting them to take those shots, and two exceptional passes slipped right by them. And
Steele.
Yeah, picked his pocket.
Got a fair on the right, but he's going to shoot and deflected away by Capella.
It's a big league play, and that striker that time hands on his head because he said, "There's nothing else I could have done. I put that right on the spot." The shot was taken by Gabriel Barbosa. He's already got one goal in the game. Just looking for a second.
That's the same situation. Take the shot, put it on goal, and make him react. Spartan is down, calling for the training crew. Almost looks like a cramp, the way they're treating it immediately. .55 left in the second half. On his feet, but a substitution will ensue.
This will be the third corner kick of the game for Florida National.
Spartan player leaving, limping a little bit. I think he did cramp up.
Tampa substitution entering number 27, Felipe Gieson-Linson, replacing number 22, Cody Wells.
Wells replaced by Gieson-Linson. Re-enters. Dual threat. The southpaw takes it.
Good head to get that one out of the way.
By
Pretty good corner kick.
Yeah, Almeida right where it needed to be.
And Florida National comes right back. Ball gets away, goes out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for Tampa.
A lot of these perimeter players for the Conquistadors, they change their speed so well. It's keeping the Spartans off balance. With a slick surface, when you have rain and wind, that doesn't help it either. But we're about 10 minutes in. Capella getting ready for the goal kick. See if the Spartans can fixate some offense, get into some rhythm, moving it across.
Offside and out of bounds. I'm assuming you will trick or treat on Thursday night?
I'll actually be playing an intramural basketball. Yes, indeed. So it should be pretty fun. 3-on-3, half court.
Indoor, I always see players over to our
We will
right
be in the
outside.
cast gym, yeah, so right on campus.
Is that like the original gym on campus?
It is. I mean, I can say that Kevin Knox of my New York Knicks played in that gym, so when I lace them up, you know, I mean business. No, just kidding. I'm going there for some cardio and have a good time. But Spartans with a quality look that time. I like how they picked up the pace and made Festucia have to work. And
it's funny you mentioned Kevin Knox. A friend of mine was an assistant coach at Clearwater High School, the Tornadoes.
Yes.
And we went to a tournament game to watch. And don't remember the other school, but I remember this guy being a really, really good player. And I said, he's better than anybody else on the court.
Right.
And so I called Justin Pekka, the associate head coach at Tampa. I said, yeah, this team had a really good player. His name's Kevin Knox. He's like, yeah, you do know basketball talent, obviously,
yes.
but he's going to Kentucky.
And he goes, yes, one and done, John Calipari. What's not to like about Kevin Knox? Just put him as a wing presence, and forget about it. Good luck scoring on that guy.
So at least Justin realized I recognized talent.
And I like that no call. There was an appeal by Gregorio, but it was not enough contact to issue the whistle. And play continues. Spartans looking for a stop.
Down into the corner. There's the cross. Headed away. Still in the box. Waits. Fires high. And I'm not sure if Capella got a hand on it or not.
We'll have a corner kick. And Thiago Capella stopped and prevented this game from going to be 3-1 because he got his right hand on that and deflected it out of play. But this will be the fourth corner for Florida National. And that was a quality look.
Yeah. If he had a lot of time, he almost teed that one up before he let it fly.
Looped it. And short kick coming in.
They go deep.
Counter.
Put the shot on, and field goal is good from 30 yards out.
Miscued that one, Casavilla.
Thunder and lightning continuing around us. Rain is gone for now. Sure, it'll wait till I drive home.
Some loud thunder.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Mother Nature heard you, Jack.
Yeah, I said, I'll rain when I feel like it. That was a backfire, I think. Florida National still just controlling the ball and the tempo.
Putting the Spartans on some skates right now.
Yeah.
But that double team by McGrath and Walker was
Player on the left and the right. Weaving between. No call or yes call. It's going to be outside of the box, but a free kick.
Like Fumar right there. He's like, I saw it. I just wasn't quite there yet.
Let me get up there. Having a discussion with one of the Florida National players.
Originally looked to be nothing out of the ordinary. However, Fumar is going to his pocket. We know what that means.
No, he's getting the spray paint out.
Oh, okay. Fooled us fooled me rather for a split second, but
he got the Krylon out.
Nonetheless, the Spartans, with an even 30 minutes left, looking for the equalizer.
From about 22 yards away.
Who gets the call? There's a flurry of Spartans in the neighborhood.
Right now, it looks like Josh McGrath.
It's Stanley as well and Foster.
No, there's a couple hanging around.
Bashir.
A lefty and a righty. McGrath's going to do it. Knocked down.
Yeah, Conquistadors were fully expecting that.
Yeah.
How about that
to get the
footwork?
corner?
Walking the tightrope. How did he keep those puppies in play? And
Trevor Stanley with the corner kick.
his second of the game.
The lefty moves, goes. Headed away.
Nicely done.
Didn't get that one past the first player.
That looked awfully close to a handball.
Yeah.
Now, a
Referee was
handball
behind him.
is technically, it really is a judgment call, right? Because
Yeah.
is the forearm a handball?
Right.
I don't know. What did you see?
Yeah.
Right? It's one of those situations where it can easily be missed, but play continues on the push. Florida National.
Kicked away by Tampa. Just about every time they've had a chance and the Spartans kick it away, that Florida National has been able to keep possession, though.
Both sides going to the bench. Salah coming off the field for the Spartans, as is McGrath. Morgan Vrosberg.
Also number 33,
As
Esteban
well
Herrera. Replacing
as
number 12,
Esteban
Johnson.
Herrera.
Florida National substitution entering number 24, Victor Zulia Aguiar. Replacing number 5, Vinicius Malman.
Malman replaced by Seven Gezia.
And another shot too high. 21 shots. That is, I believe, 8 this half. I think they had 13. Was it 13 or 15?
It was 13, but hey, 20 shots is 20
I think 21
shots.
now after
However
that
you
one.
get there. That's
Yeah.
something to,
That's quantity. 8 of them on goal, so that's 40%. That's a pretty good percentage.
just shows the discrepancy in time of possession, how Florida National has kept the ball for the most part in Spartan territory. And Tampa, they benefited from the penalty kick in the first half, but other than that, they had the other shot that was attempted by McGrath, but they've been held in check.
Yeah. Kicked away out toward midfield.
Loose ball. Here come the Conquistadors. Capella makes the move. Quickly boosts it Herrera.
Far side of the field. In the box. Nice block by Tampa. Back out. Florida National control, so gets a shot off high and wide.
Situation, the Spartans need to clear that ball, especially when you're in the middle. There is too much open space. Fortunate.
Throw in for Tampa.
Stanley gets there quickly. Gamio. Nichols. Retreats. Capella. Small ball by the Spartans.
Little give and go. That should be out of bounds. Tampa, yes. Throw in for Tampa.
See what they can do here. 25 minutes left in regulation. It's Stanley and not on the same page with Herrera.
Nope, they weren't.
Could not hook up. Quick update in St. Petersburg. The Spartans took set number 2, 25-22, and they are at a set point in set number 3, ahead 24-17.
Okay.
Kamari Potter, 10 kills in 15 attempts. Breakout performance from the Daytona Beach native.
A yellow card has been issued to Tampa's number 27, Felipe Eason-Linsen.
She's really stepped forward when Nyla Demps went down with injury. That opened up a spot in the middle. She hasn't looked back since.
After tonight's game, the Tampa men will have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to practice to get ready for a home game against Florida Tech.
Should be a dandy. A lot of preparation needing to go in against that Panther team. They're going to bring it.
That will be the final conference game of the season. Spartans, as we said, at 4-4-1 in conference play, need that win to get above the 500 mark and give themselves a shot at one of the top 4 spots, which would give them a home quarterfinal game for the SSC tournament. After the Florida Tech game, they do play at Union in Jackson, Tennessee.
That's a 10-16.
A week from today. Yeah,
that's used to winning. So will not be an easy road, as that one was a marvelous chance for the Conquistadors to add insurance. Spartans catch a break.
Capella came out enough to redirect it. Now the referee has stopped play.
And what Capella did there was he forced the shot to be taken a little bit rushed.
A little bit sooner than he wanted to, yeah.
Because he was unable to collect it before Capella was there. So once he got to the ball, he took the shot. He didn't gather. He didn't get to possess it as he would have liked. It was Barbosa who has taken 4 of the 23 shots for Florida National. He's been close to that second goal a few times here in the second half. Seems to be in the right place at the right time.
Throw in for Tampa. They are quick.
And that was a little bit too quick because there was nobody.
Now with a little bit of running room. Nice tackle and a shot. Nice save by Capella. Spartans able to get it and kick it away.
Without a doubt, the save of the day by Tiago Capella.
See if the Spartans can rally and tie this one up. Halfway through the second half.
And he's been busy. That's the 9th shot on goal 7 saves to show for it.
At the rate they're going, they'll have 30 shots or more before this game is over.
And the Spartans just hoping for one breakaway. Even though they've been outshot by 22, they're only trailing by 1. So it's one slip up for Florida National. And we got ourselves a new game. Good look there. It was a running effort by Guille Becchio, and the Conquistadors converged nicely.
Nice steal by Tampa. Oh, not where you wanted to go with that.
Nope. Just ill advised. You have 2 defenders running to your left, and you're coming up middle left wing, so no need to send that across into traffic.
A little bit rushed. Needed to survey the field. I think there's might be a cramp on Gamio. He stays in though.
The quick attempt. Spartans are hoping to get the Conquistadors sound asleep. 20 minutes left. Florida National Tampa fighting it out here. In the first ever matchup between these two programs. It was a hip check. Down on his feet.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, for Florida National will be Barbosa, but nothing more than a simple whistle. Maybe it was the landing that hurt more than anything.
Yep.
Right idea. Intercepted by Tampa.
Take it away. Now we come back the other way. They don't have numbers, but they have speed. Outside.
Excellent play on. That was nothing more than a slippage. No contact made at all.
Nope. Little one-on-one going here.
Little cat and mouse.
Yeah, little dance routine. And it will be a corner kick.
Hey, Spartan fans,
That's
coming up
such
this week, the women's volleyball
good
team will be
work
facing
that time
the
by
Palm Beach
Perkins,
Athletic
because
on Friday, November 1st at
he
7
waited
p.m. We
until
hope to see you there.
Stanley came on to him before he made that decision. He was your head, first of all, with 18:15 to go. So being in the opposition's territory, deep in their territory, the corner, you're in the driver's seat there. Now the 5th corner kick of the game on its way from Gagarin.
Headed away by Tampa.
Number 33, Esteban Herrera.
McGrath for Herrera. Looking for the leap. Was Navarra. You're familiar with the Lambeau leap, yes?
They actually had their kicker, Mason Crosby, do one the other day.
Hey, with how some of these kickers have been in the NFL, you got to cherish your kicker when you get one from. When you get one from
the Chicago Bears.
Oh my! The double doink to Sunday was.
Of which I am one of them.
Yes.
Though I'm from Wisconsin, I was raised a Bears fan. My dad threatened to abandon me on the streets of Rockford, Illinois at the age of 5 if I wouldn't have been a Bears fan, so I said, sure.
Wow.
Actually, it wasn't that bad, but
Right.
my daughter, a Packer fan.
Packers having a fine season, but
Yeah.
the storyline of both conferences, the New England Patriots and San Francisco 49ers, you would think the Patriots because of their offense and maybe Jimmy G with the 49ers offense, but these two defenses are good, and not just good, historically good with what they've been able to do throughout the first 8 weeks.
Right. I don't spend a lot of time on pro football before the season, but were the Niners expected to be this good?
Well, give a ton of credit to what Kyle Shanahan has done to turn around that franchise, because they went through tough times.
Oh, yeah, they had a
went
few
through
lean years.
double-digit losses,
Yeah.
and hey, it all starts with defense. And
Yeah.
Nick Bosa, forget about it. He is a one-man wrecking machine.
Yes.
When you put together that secondary, good luck if you're in opposing offense.
Throw in. It's about 15 minutes to go in the game. Nice give and go again. Cross right out front and a goal. Caught the Spartans sleeping on that one.
Well, Jack, we've talked about it. It's just been all game long the Conquistadors pressing forward on the Spartans, and sooner rather than later, when you get 10 shots on goal and 25 total, you're going to be in good shape.
Yes.
Important meeting here for the Spartans, I think. This is a
Again,
huddle.
all three goals were off of great passing. So that one, I think the Spartans just kind of wore out.
And it's understandable you're down by one in that situation with 15 and a half minutes. You're not playing the same conservative defense you were early because you're hoping to get that turnover to make defense into offense. So now behind 3-1, they'll really have to speed it up. Obviously, no goal differential implemented in college soccer, so nothing to lose here. Just take some shots and be aggressive.
It's worked for Florida National. This is as fine a team as we've seen this year.
And their mentality, we don't have an affiliated conference, but we have a really good soccer team that can compete with anybody.
And we'll play anybody
we want to face.
We make our schedule.
And this is the season finale for the Conquistadors. On their way, if the score holds, to an 11th win.
Whoa.
But the Spartans, obviously, 15 minutes, have other ideas. I think a sense of urgency really starting to kick in. Hey, we've only gotten 2 shots, one not via the penalty kick. We need to just take some chances. You got great field position. There you go.
You know, even though it wasn't from a tough angle or anything, not real hard, take the shot.
It was by Foster, and that just allows a change of pace, right? So it gives this opportunity for Tampa to set up their half-field defense as Florida National will clear it downfield. And working on a 2-goal lead, agree with the decision, sit back. You'll notice they do not have their strikers up the field at all. This one looped downfield. 2 Spartans collide.
And they're content to just take it back and work some clock. Room to operate again. Back out. Does he fire? He does. Fires high and wide. But again, not afraid. Got an open shot. Missed it.
By Promeneka, and it was an open shot with not a lot of presence defensively. So he's a little bit frustrated with himself.
Hit it high, yeah.
Not the results he was looking for.
Clock continues to run, but the referee is waiting for some substitutions.
Looks like we'll have a change in the clock. It's being sorted out as we speak.
Well, it continues to tick.
For the national substitution, entering number 27, Jesus Caballero. And number 21, Gawi Trindade.
It has ticked down 45 seconds with nothing going on.
And Adrian, that's exactly what Adrian Bush is saying. He's saying, wait a minute, there was just
50 seconds.
Now there's under 12.
It was 12:48 when I looked over. And it may have been.
It stopped at, well, now we have 75 minutes. I don't think we want that.
They compensated.
12:47. All right, you were a second off, Jack.
All right.
Not bad. Hey. Pretty good, pretty good.
So he gave him 1 second to sort things out. He went over to the press box to say something, I believe, but now we're underway finally.
Probably wouldn't have drawn that much attention if there was like 20 seconds, but once you get to 40, it's
Right.
like, wait a minute.
And
wait
it
a
went
minute.
50 before or more.
When you're trailing by 2 goals, that's a lot of time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
maybe lose.
So they corrected it, and we're back. Florida national player knocked down, but they called it incidental, and it will be, I think they're giving him a corner kick.
As we mentioned, this is Florida National's final game of the season, so they're going to give it everything they have. And
Now, I did not read anything about, I'm assuming there are some tournaments. We've mentioned they're not in a conference, so there's no conference tournament to
at the
worry
very
about.
least, figure to get invited to
Yeah.
a bunch of those. Yes.
The NAIA tournament.
Then from there, hey, working on an 11-win season across 15 games. Plenty of teams, I'm sure, would like to have you in the postseason.
Yeah. Boy, that one was sky high. Headed over. And Spartans quickly turn it around.
Yeah,
and
why not?
come back, yeah. See if they can catch them off guard, but it was 1 Spartan to 4 Conquistadors.
We talked about winning those matches in the trenches right there. The Conquistadors got back in transition on the fly so well. 4 defenders able to challenge McGrath, and like you said, there was really no hope once that happened.
Foul called. Spartans will get the ball. Clock continues to tick, under 11 now, and they start play. Spartans heading it forward. Have a little room. Now can they cross? They do, but intercepted. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a Spartan corner kick. Their 3rd of the game.
Bonjovan made a terrific read on the ball because good luck by the Spartans. Was the right read, but not enough on the pass.
Just a little, yep. So Tampa will get the corner kick.
3rd of the game for Trevor Stanley.
The lefty gets ready.
The specialist
Tries to bring it in, headed out. I tell you, Junio at 6'1", has knocked a couple of those out of there. He's
fearless.
a towering presence.
Been very impressed with this Conquistador.
And am I reading that right? He looks bigger than 6'1", doesn't he?
From up here, he does.
6'4". Take that back. 6'4". He does look that.
He's every bit of it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Under 10 now to go in the game. 3-1. Florida National leads Tampa.
Florida National substitution entering number 19, Mateus Diaz, replacing number 12, Santiago Guerrero.
Mateus Diaz in the game for Florida National. South of 9 minutes to play here at Pepin Stadium. 3-1 Conquistadors leading.
By the way, a week from tomorrow, the women's team will play a rescheduled game against Florida Southern. That was sort of rained out a couple weeks ago. Postponed because of inclement weather that never happened. But it looked like it was going to.
Yeah, of course, the women's soccer team fighting for seeding in postseason play, hoping to make it.
Yep.
They played an outstanding non-conference.
Yeah.
And started the SSC play playing very well, probably their best soccer of the season. And now find themselves in a stretch of imperative games.
A little ball pressure by Florida Nationals. They go tumbling to the turf.
Both sides showing they're going to play until there's zeros on the clock. Not taking a play off. Spartans on the move. Good ball.
Wow, there he's got the chance. Wind, fires, deflected away. Corner kick coming up.
Who other than Biajavan? He has been everywhere these last few minutes. Somehow made the ricochet, because that was a promising look off the foot of Guille Becchio.
Keeps it low. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick with 7:10 to go for Florida National. Well beyond midfield with the kick. Estucia. Spartans with a little open field. Nothing called. And back the other side of midfield with 6 minutes to go in the game. 3-1, Florida National over Tampa. And because this is a non-conference, non-regional game, and it will count, the Spartans will go to 6-7-1, but it will not have any bearing on the NCAA if it comes to that. Spartan player going down, Gamio. A couple players discussing the play.
Looks like the two sides come together and make ends meet.
I don't know if it was a mutual agreement, but
took some talking perhaps. Hey, we got 5 minutes left, fellas. We played a clean game thus far. Let's keep it that way.
Gamio going off for Tampa.
Substitution entering number 31, Morgan Rosper, replacing number 4, Nico Gamio.
Vestucia goes up and grabs that one in the middle of the pack. And everybody retreats back to midfield. One goalie to another goalie on that kick. Throw in. Four minutes left. Spartans trying to, as you said, Connor, play till zeros. A couple little chippy moments there a few minutes ago, but
They have.
nothing terrible.
Certainly lots to look at film for the Spartans in terms of what worked well and what didn't. And hey, Florida National, they came ready to play and they got the job done, and they've concluded what has been a memorable regular season for their program.
They're a talented team, no doubt about that.
Certainly a historical year for the Conquistadors. 3 minutes to go.
Ball goes out of bounds. I think there's not sure if that's a player on the sideline down or just a player out of the game on the sideline.
I think that is a player that came off the field shortly. And it is.
Working with the trainer? I guess it doesn't matter.
Stretching out.
Yeah.
Staying loose.
Conquistadors content with looking for a four-corner offense here.
And as we underline, this game does not have a ton of significance in terms of what's at stake, so it seems like both of these teams content to be where we are. However, these players are going to take a breakaway if one comes about.
Oh, yeah.
So. Fine effort by both of these teams. Showed glimpses of what they're capable of.
"26 shots, 10 on goal. Spartans with 4 shots, 2 on goal. One of them, a penalty kick, was their goal.
For Amgad Salah, his 3rd goal of the season.
Boy, Spartans were slaloming through the Conquistador defense there. I think it was Travis Foster finally got tripped up just outside of the box. Spartans will get a free kick.
With 72 seconds
Hey,
left.
Finish you to Florida Nationals number 2, Javier Junio.
Junio credited with a yellow card. Spartans knocking on the door.
.112 to go. Spartans will get the kick. High and a goal!
Yes,
Off the free
indeed.
kick.
Trevor Stanley.
Perfectly placed.
That it was. Nothing Vestucia could have done with that shot.
Upper
Unless
left
he's 8
corner.
foot tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upper left corner. Got it over the wall. And then put it up in the corner where Vestucia couldn't get it.
Well. This game just got a whole lot more interesting.
For the next 80 seconds or 70 seconds. Do the Spartans have it enough to get one more?
1 minute remaining in regulation. 1 minute.
They're in a better position than they were seconds ago. But Florida National can almost taste that 11th win, so they would love to keep it here in Spartan territory to ensure
they'll just try to play some keep away here.
And that's exactly what you don't want to do, yes. Made the right decision to keep it at midfield. He almost passed it back.
Yeah.
And there would have been a push of 3 Spartans sprinting.
At other points in the game, that might be your safe pass.
Right. Now when the game's on the line and the opposition is hungry. But with 15 seconds, Capella working quickly. Do the Spartans have something like
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Just shoot.
4, 3,
Nope.
2, 1, 0.
There it is, folks. A good effort by the Spartans, picking up a goal late. Spartans, both goals the Spartans got were off specialty kicks, a penalty kick and a free kick. But they go down to Florida National. 3-2 is the final score. They are now 6-7-1 and will play a 7 o'clock game against Florida Tech right here with Connor Moore with the call on that game. So 6-7-1 now for Tampa. They stay 4-4-1 in the Sunshine State Conference. And Florida National ends the regular season with an 11-3-1 record.
Impressive performance by the Conquistadors tonight at Pepin Stadium. Spartans fought to the finish. I mean, Trevor Stanley, we saw that goal to conclude play. Special thanks to Gil Swalls for helping us out with the footage.
The video. All right, so tune in Saturday, 7 o'clock. Connor, you'll have the call. So big game for the Spartans. Bring them home. All right, for Connor Moore, this is Jack Ike saying thanks for joining us. Join us Saturday, 7, right here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.